There's my mic. Well, thought that'd be a little fun intro, whatever. Let's hope they don't take that down, huh? Let's pop up the little icon so everyone can see. Let's let everyone flow in. I thought the music would be a little fun for the warm-up. It was about a minute, so, hopefully I don't get DMCA'd by Twitch, and I don't think this song, I think this is public domain. There's some Halo songs that are not, though, so it's kind of like a gamble. Anyways, let's let everyone filter in. Alright. I don't know if PB's gonna join. Let's see here. Who's in the chat? Oh, chat's still loading. I won't switch it over yet until it recognizes everyone. Let's see here. There we go. Not bad. So, but saying no one's watching this stream, which is weird. Let me refresh it. And everything crashes. Perfect! Let's get out of that. Oh, and it's playing this. I don't know why it's playing the stream. So you guys got a little echo. Oh, let's see here. Alright. And the announcements here. Good. Alright. Well, let's, yes, I always hate to have everything squished on the one. And I have the chat. Well, you guys will see what their chat is. Switch over to computer. Let's talk about this. Now, this is the development update. It's about 30 minutes long, and I tried skimming through it to see what the thing was. I read a thing about it. I can't remember where. But this is the official post where they said it, and you can tell when you scroll down in the chat that people aren't too happy about it. Fun fact, and I noticed this while sitting around, they disabled the dislike button, which I will click even though I'm on the alternate count, because this is the archive channel. It's on this browser. I will do that because where's the co-op? Anyways, where is everyone? I've seen people come in here. We're at 5 minutes and no one's in here. Should I put this stream as just chatting? Yeah, let's see here. Well, it's annoying. So, I hope some people didn't fall asleep. Alright. Let me just post a... Algorithm's killing me, I bet. Nah, we're fine. Alright. Okay, some people are messaging me. They're here. They're just quiet. See here. We got this. So yeah, this is stream. This is video. Well, I'll take that, copy that, and look. So you guys are right here. I don't need that up. So you guys are right here, and I can just do this. I can paste, and you guys know I'm not trolling you. Have fun. Anyways, let's get to the first topic. Oh, crap. I just realized. I forgot to share my screen for the people in the Discord. I thought I clicked that. I thought I had everything ready but that. So hold on a second. I gotta share my screen for the people in the Discord. Come on. There we go. Oh, you had to refresh? Well, good. What did you miss? Des, I know I covered quick that this is the video where they made the announcement of no co-op, no forge. It was a whole dev thing. It's 30 minutes. I posted a link in here. I'll be posting the link. I think I posted a link in the Discord. I'll be posting all the links later. A lot of them are Twitter links. Some of them are links. A lot of them are for the talking points. And I said, it's interesting. They disabled the dislike button. Just funny. And now my stuff is buffering. Because I didn't share it before I went. Okay. Let's, I hope they can see that on my screen on Discord. Alright, yeah, they can. Good. So, no one's in the chat right now. Alright, just having trouble chatting? That's fine. Sharing this out to all your friends, tell them to check it out. Yeah, because I really need this to get around. This is going to be a good one. It will be on the archive channel. So, first one, because of that, comes from, I'm just going to say, this is, alright, good, thank you. This is the, this user's Red Dragon. This is where I got it from. And I have the articles right here. They are just tiny, so I had to put them in a new thing, but I was trying to make sure that he got the, for that. Alright, let's take a look. Oh boy, the things on the side are in the way. Of course they are. Trying to figure it. Nope, there's no way to get around it. Okay, so we'll zoom out to like 170, see if that helps. I'm gonna close my door for some reason. It's wide open. I don't know why I didn't close it. But here we go. I'm gonna close that. All right. There. No sound from outside the room will be heard. All right. At least everyone's filtered in now, right? Okay. Nope. Gotta go out one more, and then we'll zoom in once I read the first paragraph. All right. That's a little better. So, I don't know how much we might just briefly read these. Yes, I'll try to put the link in the chat. This is the Red Dragon post. So it's pictures, so you'll have to try to zoom in yourself. So let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's see. And this is a bit rumor leak, so speculation, whatever. So, obvious throwaway count. I'm not going to say my name. They've worked at, this user, they've worked at 3-4 Industries for 2 years on the campaign for Halo Infinite. I'm trying to just shorten this up a bit because there's a whole nother page. They mostly worked on scripting, so coding, basically, and making sure things worked away. So, if you know anything, they should help. Sparrow James, Lucky Break. Alright. Let's, get close in again. As we can. Alright. What? Oh, mother. Why did you do that? Alright, here we go. There we go. Brilliant. Okay. A lot of people frustrated with the announcement. I am too, with the co-op Forge being delayed. Apparently there's some other things too, but I couldn't get them into this. We'll talk about that later. There's some that I did get in here, and there's others I keep seeing more and more, and it's not looking good. Anyways, a lot of people are frustrated with the announcement, so I thought I'd shed some light on it. Because we're insanely frustrated, internally too, not because the delay happened, not at all, but because we wanted to tell you earlier. See, I didn't read this all the way through yet, because I wanted to read it with you guys. The team has been pushing not just delays to Forge and co-op, but campaign in general. I could see multiplayer making a release date in a great state, which, if they're doing... I'll send it to the crew too, Planet Q's Queen, on the... It'll be in the gaming news on the Discord. It's just, I only have so much room and monitors that there's like a lot of things stacked up over here. So it's a little annoying. So close those two tabs. Anyways, where was I? Okay, so yeah, I was just saying that multiplayer, I thought they should, when they said, oh, it's a free multiplayer, like they were going to release a multiplayer before campaign and everything else, because they're like, hey, it's a free multiplayer. Well, then you should just release that separate, but that's another thing I'll probably talk about later. Okay, let's continue on. With basically all the main modules, couple grab bag goodies, including some of the original stuff we're cooking up. A different variation of infection with original resources and a severely updated invasion mode with new maps. However, campaign is under some massive strain. I'll be blunt, we knew Chris was leaving a good while before it happened, and the campaign component aggressively course-corrected in his absence. There were small changes to the MP multiplayer under Joseph, but MP was more Pierre's baby than anything, and all that happened, there were small changes to the direction of gun balance and general gameplay. Oh boy. The campaign that went through a massive overhaul, not just in the writing, which got trimmed down. In fact, severely less is more, and the player should always understand what the fuck is going on. Hey, I didn't say fuck. Oh, damn, they said fuck. They took my line. Anyways, we're off to repeated guidelines, but more importantly, in structure. Originally, it was a lot more Tom Clancy Wildlands, almost just because at times the core experience was Halo gameplay-wise. But there was a lot of clear X structures in any order to unlock the next campaign mission, and Joseph really hated that. Alright. So, alright, let's see. Let me see. I gotta even move this thing aside to see how many people. 3. Alright. Well, if there's more people a little later, I'll do one of those tests. I'll do a test poll so everyone knows how they work before I do that main poll later. Okay, so let's see. Did I read this? No. I'm sorry, because I can't highlight because it's a picture, so I can't keep in mind where I am. Okay, he wanted to integrate more of a Halo formula similar to Halo the level in CE. I'm sorry if this thing over here is like blocking your stuff. Where you save the Marines is more of a you can spend time doing all this stuff. A lot of mini events in each structure. Or you can rush straight to the objective. So like the little side things like Destiny has, I'm thinking. Okay. There was a lot of arguing over this decision, since many people within the team felt their work could just be rushed without care, and there were a lot of issues with dynamic triggers, say the player triggering the next campaign event, before they were done with all the optional stuff in the area. So you get a... Damn, if I play this game, I'm going to get sidetracked. The map was also not designed for it, with basically these big Forerunner gates gating off a lot of sections at the moment to account for campaign stages. It's a little strange. It wouldn't fit the promise of this being the biggest campaign ever either, since players could reasonably rush through it in a few hours if they wanted to. I see people rushing through games all the time. It's speedrunning. Okay, this is the bottom of this one. We achieved some balance by basically making the campaign much more connect the dots, with the objectives being obligatory to a good degree, with an optional side structure here and there, and naturally leading the player through a few key encounters before each stage. Power weapons are rarer in campaign. That's cool. That's actually kind of neat, because it requires you to look for them. Power weapons, you know, like a rocket launcher or sniper rifle, things like that. But you can find them a lot in this little side alcoves with a decent max ammo pool to make it count. So there's some incentive there too. I like that. It gives people, you know. Oh yeah, you rush through Crash on the PlayStation all the time playing it? Yeah. I try to get fast on that too, and then I die. Right, power up is a rarities, massive pool, Forerunner get some incentive there too. Plus some new Forerunner vehicles. Great. I want some. Can we get? I'm hoping a Forerunner tank, but I'm waiting on a Forerunner tank since Halo 4. The game started to take this shape properly in February this year. Ooh. This is not helping the not delay infinite case. Although the concept started last year, you can imagine people were a little stretched thin, but as long as it was reshuffling content, it was fine. I expect the campaign will be well received, even if some side areas will possibly be seen as not worth the effort, but people will go for it, because Halo, the fun, is going after the stuff. Some stuff will be left on the cutting room floor due to release date. We'll make it. Alright, and then I'm just going to zoom in on this one to here. Yeah, so then I can read. TLDR. I forget what TLDR means. I'm sorry. Campaign had a lot of cut content and needed massive reworks to work after we switched hard off Chris and took Joseph's direction for the game. But it mostly uses assets and work we had in 2020 just shuffle around. So... Can I get to 20 and then not cut off that? No. So we'll have to wait till we're through the fifth paragraph. Okay. But now, what you care about, first, Forge, and I apologize for anyone watching, and this is hard to read. Forge is just unattainable. Untenable? And Microsoft always knew it. Wouldn't be ready for the release date. So this is what I was saying. This is a suit right here. Microsoft always knew Forge would be untenable. Fucking shit. And that's why you saw me retweeting this or ranting about it. About you should give developers time. That's what I'm getting out of it. The developers needed more fucking time. You shouldn't have a release date. Moving on. PB's not here to calm me down. I gotta try to calm myself down before I get out of hand. Alright, let's see. Knew it. It wouldn't be ready for release date, if ever. And I'll doubt it'll come in 6 months either. Shit. The reality is, Forge isn't just a cute map editor anymore. Not after 5. Well, can you guys make it as simple as it was in Halo 4 and Reach? Because it was an anniversary for MCC, because I had an easy time learning it and using it, and I've never been able to figure out Halo 5's Forge, because it's just like, you know, the controls. The controls are different. That's it. That's my only gripe with the Halo 5 Forge. It has a lot of nice assets, and I probably think that's what they are doing. What they are probably talking about, too. You can read it just fine? Well, that's good. If you can read it fine, I feel good about it, because you're usually the one that needs us to zoom. It tells me to yell at Zod to zoom in. We can't release anything that isn't up to snuff. The quality of that game's Forge, which took more effort than anyone realizes, Infinite's Forge, will not only every feature 5's had, but a lot of extra resources. Yeah, so resources, past games, and a custom game functionality. So that seems like you guys should be delaying it. Well, let's keep moving. And it did it again. Why did it do that again? I'll never know. And it did it again. And it did it. Right here. There. Can't click on here. Have to click over here. Okay. Functionality. This game. So there's also some grumbling about Forge being released with the game spoiling a few new enemy reveals. But I doubt this is a making sure. They don't have those enemies. Then you have those enemies locked in Forge until people beat the campaign. I've seen games do that before where they have the assets and they're like, beat the campaign to unlock this. And it's just simple as that. Zod does not need a zoom. Yeah. Well, we've gotten better at telling him he needs a zoom because we can't see shit. Anyways. Okay. But I doubt that's a main concern. In any case, I wouldn't be surprised if Forge came 8 months or even a year after initial release. Halo 5's Forge, I meant to find something with Halo 5 and the Forge thing, but this is where I have my own rant and my own experience after this. Anyways, the team is overworked, pushed hard, and tired. That's not good. Please delay Halo. Anyways. For co-op and campaign, the problem's much simpler. To put it bluntly, nobody thought of how it would work. The open world and several different objectives spread around the map that can be completed in any order meaning that a bunch of solutions were explored for how this would work in a 4-player co-op. Hello, Galandria. You don't like the attitude of it come later? Why shouldn't it come sooner? Or rather, this case, come with the game as I always did. I don't think your message doubled on my end. You could see it on the stream. I have it right here on the side so I could see you guys really easily, and you guys can see what you commented. So, anyone? This is Calandria. She's the one that drew the current Cybernetic Husky logo. So, give her a big, warm welcome. Alright. Where was I? Okay, we'll just start from the top right here. For co-op campaign, the problem is much simpler. To put it bluntly, nobody thought of how it would work. The open world and several different objectives spread around the map that can be completed in any order mean that a bunch of solutions were explored for how this would work. In 4-player co-op, the first and obvious was shackling player-togethers. I think they put the S in the wrong spot. I'm not going to be mad at them, though. But even internal playtesting, this was just not fun, and considered incredibly limiting. The idea to free players to go off and do their own stuff was then proposed, which was a great idea, and very welcome, if not for a few key things. The first was network, and the second was checkpoints. Interesting. To be blunt, it's buggy as all hell, and then some. So, polishing phase. Yeah. Polishing phase, which is what I talked about, which is why we need to delay it. Okay, moving on. For the first while, Respawn worked the same as the old games, wait for teammates to be safe, come back to life near them, but this caused a lot of painful issues when players were far apart, and was really buggy on the code, so we didn't like it. We explored respawn station idea. That'd be more of like Borderlands. Why in Halo? I don't know. You do get checkpoints, you know, where it says, oh, checkpoint here, and then if you die, the game refreshes to that last saved point. But I think it's like different checkpoints, and I know what you're trying to get at. On a Q's Queen. So, let's see. You think it's just tradition from the olden days? We didn't update with the times of quick saving? Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Back to life near them caused a lot of painful issues, far apart. Too limiting. Okay, respawn, too limiting. So then we proposed respawn points around the map. Ways from fighting locations, but that was both boring. Players had to walk/drive back to the fight. It also made it so it was really hard for the entire team to get wiped, since it'd be a constant conga of guys running from respawn around March. We decided to swing back to the original respawn method. The bugs have been constant. It's okay. Come on. See? There we go. What's also very buggy is checkpoint setting. It's difficult if 4 players in 4 different locations decide to have separate fights. So then decide when to set a checkpoint. If we wait until all 4 are safe, that's ridiculous. It can lead to long stretches of time with no safe checkpoint location. If we set when one is safe, the checkpoint can be very harsh on their teammates. You could probably see the problem here. This system wasn't that well thought out. The current system we have is that checkpoints are set when one team member, host, is decisively saved and everyone else is at least somewhat saved. With a little bit of invulnerability slack given to other players on respawn under the new respawn method, the occasions where all 4 get wiped separately are at least somewhat rare, but we do see issues with this system. Between these two, campaign co-op is a mess and downright unplayable. There's no way in hell we're going to be allowed to delay the launch by the powers that be. Delaying the campaign altogether was severely considered with a multiplayer-only launch. But the suits told us a straight no. The game will ship with a paid campaign. Come hell or high water, we can pay it back over time, At the very least, I could guarantee that while there's some crunch going on, it's far from the most inhumane I've seen working in the industry, and a far cry from something like CDPR Cyberpunk. Moral is high even after this. We think it's going to be a great game, but I do wish we could cook the campaign a little longer. Alright, I'm just going to go over to this screen a bit. So, remember, that one was probably a rumor leak. But, that is very, very interesting. Like I said earlier, they had the idea of a free multiplayer, and everyone thought that was going to launch before the campaign anyways. Don't know why they didn't go that route, because I don't think there'd be so much controversy if that was the case, if the multiplayer just launched. However, the co-op issue, I can see them working on that and getting the bugs out, which they should get. But Forge, this is when it gets interesting, because I remember in Halo 5 really drove me out, and I didn't play it that much because I know I had a lot of internet connection issues were kicking me off. That was annoying, and it still does it to this day, which is weird. That's a side fact. After I beat the Halo 5's campaign, which seemed a little lackluster, and if it was better written, I'd probably play it a lot more. And playing the only small arena maps on Halo 5 with no interesting maps to play around or do stuff in, it got really, really boring waiting for Forge to come out. And I almost lost complete interest in the game, and then Forge came out, and then I wanted to build stuff in it, but then they completely changed the controls, which I was trying to mention earlier, and that pushed me away from that. Although it was cool seeing the people who did figure out in their stuff and you could go through that, but I got really bored of that, and eventually I just lost interest in Halo 5 altogether until I went to a server where I met people like Calandria, there's Wart, there's now known as Lesser Moon, Cry, won't say his name, but he's on a server of another guy that I'll be mentioning. These guys were some pretty good guys, and LaShawn, I gotta try to remember all of them. You guys are my Halo buddies, and though some of you, we'd play matches in like Halo 5 and MCC. Master Chief Collection, even though everything was there, it had bugs too when it released. Sometimes I'd pause the game, I'd go somewhere for a little bit, maybe go eat dinner quick, because sometimes you just pause it, and then you come back, and then it'd load up, the screen was black, everything was plain still, you couldn't reload checkpoints, and you had to restart the whole level, which sucked when you're trying to do a Halo 2 Legendary thing. And because of all those bugs, to this day, it still doesn't recognize that it'd be Halo 2 on Legendary Master Chief Collection. And it's kind of annoying to go through it again. That was some of the problems with Halo 2. And then multiplayer would be very, very slow in connecting to the lobby. That's why they always have multiplayer playtests, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like you said, if the bugs are still in it, then it don't release it. Right. If very bad bugs are in it, don't release it. Sometimes there are minor bugs. Every game has a minor bug. Right? We've all seen those games, and it's like, oh, it's a minor bug, but it's a glitch, and then everybody has fun with it. You know, it wasn't intended. Yeah, I'm going to have to click out of a few tabs because my thing is not loading right on here. That's why I moved it over to the other. Alright. So, now we're going to start reading some articles of, some of them are old, like a couple years old. Some of them are recent. And one of them is kind of in relation to rushed content. And that'd be Cyberpunk. And it was Cyberpunk 2077 was doomed to fail from the start. I'll get that down right here before I forget. And let's see. I'm over 10. And who's playing this? Adam. Not saying your last name, Adam. I'm sorry. I'm over 10 hours into my first playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077, and I can tell you the game has failed. And this game, they're in their polishing phase, and they decided to push it still instead of saying, hey, we got to delay it one more year. I'm pretty sure if they delayed this game one more year, it would have been fine, and they wouldn't have had to feel the weird crunch and this stuff after the release. Alright, okay, so let's continue with the article. Not because I don't enjoy the game, I actually do. I've heard this, a lot of people have enjoyed Cyberpunk 2077 except for the bugs. Yet sometimes, despite it trying its best to spoil my fun, it's not the best game. It's not... I jumped. My eyes just jumped through the... Trying to best to spoil fun. It's not because the game didn't sell well. Hell, it's the fastest... Okay, so... Yeah. Hell, it's the fastest selling PC game. Where did I say best? I swear I jumped somewhere. Or my brain read it weird. Okay. It's the fastest selling PC game of all time. It's not because the game didn't get good reviews. Reviewers gave it stellar scores despite making it be a buggy experience. Even user scores are not notably volatile. I didn't read this one because I thought this was a coding thing. So if this is not going like talking about the coding thing, I'm sorry. Yeah, never release a game with bugs. It doesn't work for the players that way. No, it doesn't. Especially if it makes the game kind of unplayable. If it doesn't, then it should be fine. Okay, so despite it making it to be a bug experience, even user scores, notably volatile, are and often subject to review bombing, are relatively okay, given the bloatload of bugs we've seen over the past few days. No, Cyberpunk is a failure because despite all of that, it just feels like a disappointment. Not because of bugs and glitches, the annoying frame drops, the constant emergent breaking. Well, this is still getting the points across of what happening. T-poses, but because it was marketed as a game changer in video games. Oh, that's why they're making this. And it was. And this one's supposed to, and Halo Infinite's going to be supposed to be the game changer of Halo games. And I don't know. This is still not looking good. And I love Halo. And I do not want to see it suffer. Okay. Because it's marketed as game changer video games, a totally new experience. Instead, it's a grand Deus Ex Witcher wrapped in a Todd Howard-esque quality assurance process. Todd Howard. That's great. Quote Todd Howard is, if you don't want us to keep releasing Skyrim, don't buy it. Yeah, it won't be because of the bugs. Yeah, this was CD Projekt Red. It's this feeling is that, and here's the thing, last game, what I played of the Halo release before I had to go on vacation, it didn't seem buggy at all, multiplayer wise. Multiplayer wise, it was not buggy, but we don't know what is going to be campaign wise. I don't mind the game if it's not buggy, but I have no idea where they are at in the process of Halo because, you know, we're in the age of the internet and we're not having a thing where developers can give us a full, like, note sheet of what everything's going on. They're prevented saying stuff. The people at the top tell them, no, you can't. If they were more open, then I think we'd be more supportive of them. Okay, anyways. This feeling is definitely supported by the, if it works right now, that is good. I think Cyberpunk works now, a year later. Okay, so this feeling is definitely supported by the ever-finicky stock market, which saw CD Projekt Red stocks plummet 29% after the game's release. Yep, I thought that was going to be make or break when it got released. If it was buggy, it would drop. If it wasn't, it would soar. It dropped. It didn't take economics degree. I don't know that the bubble was going to burst. However, many investors who didn't quite understand the game's space were left fuming as their golden goose turned out to be laying regular eggs. That's why, despite immensely positive reviews, despite record-breaking sales, CD Projekt Red is on the defensive. Streaming of the electric sheep. Because the real failure of Cyberpunk 2077, as it will probably unfold over the next few weeks, isn't going to be sales-related, and this isn't going to be tied as strictly as we think of the stock market. The biggest failure of Cyberpunk is the destruction of CD Projekt Red's carefully constructed image of being pro-consumer, anti-monetization, gaming amateurs, No hidden catch. You get what you pay for. No bullshit. We leave greed to others. They said in a tweet from 2017, and the Twitter crowd blamed King's Game World. So yeah, this is that CD Projekt Red lost a lot of credibility after that game came out, and a lot of trust from everybody, which I'm fearing for Halo. I really, really am, because I think Halo Infinite's the last straw for some people. I really do. So, of course, that image couldn't exist without The Witcher 3 and its DLCs, a game that lifted CG Projekt to the summit of gaming, Mount Olympus, above EA, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, their factory line creations, above Bethesda and their deteriorating bug-ridden mess of an engine. Hell, for some, even above Rockstar and Valve, two companies that actually espoused gaming perfection for years, hated for the way they monetized their last entries. They were a league of their own, the gamer's game developer. And yes, CD Projekt Red was on par with Rockstar and Valve. Quality. There's a stupid fly flying around. It's annoying. Quality game. Trying to release a quality game. And the funny thing is about Rockstar and Valve. I didn't know Half-Life Alyx was coming out until they said, oh, this game's coming out. And then everybody's like, whoa, and then that game did really well. It was a VR game. Rockstar, the speculation for RDR2 was around for years, and they're like, okay, guys, here's a release date. The game is ready. It'll come out here. And that game did really well. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 and Halo Infinite have said, oh, we're going to be out here. Oh, we got to push it back. Oh, we're going to be here. Oh, we're going to push it back. Don't announce. Let's go to another point. This is why this is more of a rant, and I had to do this in a stream, is take your game, start making it. Say you can say you announce that you're making it right now. Do not announce a release date until the game is ready to go. That is all I have to say. Now, the suits at the top will probably say otherwise, but that is what I believe is the best idea for a developer. I really do. All right, going back to reading, and I'll probably go back to the ranting, obviously. All right, the image was never going to last, not with the constant controversy surrounding the crunch in their studios. This is very similar to Halo Infinite right now. There's crunch in the studio. Sorry. I'm very scared for my game, okay? Halo Infinite. Because what I got with that Insider's Flight was a very fun game that looked beautiful and looked like it captured the image of Halo, and I didn't want them to screw it up. That's why I'm nervous for it. I know I'm going to be repeating myself, but that's why this is a rant. I should have put that in the title, but I wanted the main course, right? Okay, so let's see. The image was never going to last, not with the constant controversies around the Cruncher Studios, not with the constantly shifting release date, not with them being a publicly traded company hyped up beyond belief, which is happening to Halo right now. They were always going to lose that status. Eventually, they'd have to do something that would knock them off that pedestal. The problem is, for them, that pedestal was everything. To Microsoft, they don't give a shit about that pedestal. So they're not going to give a shit. Reality check became inevitable virtually the moment this tweet was sent. Oh, look, somebody's back. They were going to get pulled. I refreshed. Reality checked. Out of the top AAA gaming companies, every single one has something that lets it create its biggest hits. So I'm going to keep this here. The critically acclaimed Jedi Fallen Order wouldn't exist without the bundles of easy money being thrown at EA with every FIFA cycle. Ubisoft has found the perfect formula for making formulaic games fun, engaging, and would seem rather easy to make. Rockstar can afford to make story-driven epics like Red Dead Redemption 2, because they've created perfect money-making machine to hold the fort for them in GTA Online. And they're trying to do the same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2 Online as it's kind of working. Valve can spend years on creating that template for how VR gaming should look, feel, and Half-Life Alyx because they're all owned by Gabe Newell. Yeah. Who's definitely getting enough money from Steam monopolizing the digital storefront side of things. Yep. Yeah, that's a monopoly, and it's fine with that. It's just fine convenient with Steam. That is a different topic, but the reason why I support Steam a lot because it's just convenient finding everything in one place. And they're not trying to screw people yet. Okay, so we see. Whether it was on purpose or not, CD Projekt Red became positioned, not poisoned, against these giants the last few years. With valuations comparable to Ubisoft. Of course, CDPR's higher-ups weren't blind to the fact that their revenue stream was extremely limited and was stacked against competition. The company tried to diversify. They challenged Steam with GOG.com. I've heard that one. I should. Sometimes there's good games on there too. Digital storefront espouses a pro-consumer attitude with DRM-free games. Oftentimes rare remastered classics. However, with competition from Steam, Epic Games, and Microsoft's Game Pass, GOG Games seem to be having trouble making a big break CD Projekt was hoping for. Yep. And Epic Game, I believe GOG was around before Epic. And Epic just jumped in there really good when Fortnite released. And Microsoft Game Pass, well, if you had an Xbox, you had access to that. Or a Windows machine. Similarly, Witcher 3 spin-off Gwent was a valiant attempt to profit off of the popularity of Hearthstone and those digital card games. Holy crap, that got annoying. By creating a competing card game tied to their precious IP that would be able to drive profits during the lull between big releases. Gwent definitely earned his keep, but it could never compete with the more casually friendly offering from Activision Blizzard. For anyone, blah blah blah. Twist game. How long is this fucking article? Okay, this keeps going on, but I think we got the point out, right? Chat, did we get the point out? Did the point get across with this one? With bugs and stuff, because this is going more into a different thing, and I thought this article was shorter. I lost track of where I was. Okay. So, we got the thing on there. Whatever. So, yeah, I think we got the point across with that one. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Okay, so that it starts going on a rant. It's like, it defeated by the forces of corporate capitalism. Whatever. That's annoying. It's just a corporate world. Whatever. Anyways, it starts getting more ranty near the end, but that got the main points across. Okay, so the next article is back from, what year is this? Article from 2014 something? Yeah, 2012, 24, 2014. I need to zoom in because it is tiny, tiny text. Okay. All right. Let's go back to computer. A lot of ads in this one. So for Adam McGuire, the hype surrounding Halo Master. This stuff I saw with bugs and stuff. So that's why I was talking about it. But I'm bringing this up because this happened in 343's history. And Halo 5 came out sometime after that. And they haven't learned. Now the Halo 4 was solid, I believe, on its release. I probably am. The Halo 4 was solid on its release, and I know that. I know I didn't have that game on its release, but it was solid. And I've heard from people, and it did not have a lot of bugs. Although, the art style and stuff, some other stuff, kind of, the thing is, and I have bugs, and I have a crap ton of missing content. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so this guy had the hype, woohoo, favorite game series. So, the hype surrounding Halo Master Chief Collection could have been higher. The Project Gamer for Grand Haven, Michigan saw it as a way to revisit his favorite game season and rekindle a romance that started then a decade before with Halo Combat Evolved. Their first game made by Bungie, not 343, even though there's some people still from Bungie to 343. And people go like, "Oh, Bungie did this." It's like, fucking that. I'm sorry, that's off topic. That goes back to the people going Bungie versus 343 Bungie. But Halo's community is actually really nasty when you get into it, and it looks nice on the surface level. It really is. Okay. And the community did it to itself because they'll be like, oh, I hate this. Why can't they do this? Oh, they should make it more like this. And they'll be like, oh, I'm so accepting you're releasing the game right now instead of delaying it and working out the kinks. Oh, yeah, I meant to pull up a picture and I lost it on my desktop. But I'll get it up. Okay, so McGuire is a hardcore devotee of the franchise as a student at... Oh my god, if you not noticed this guy is from Michigan. God damn it, Wired. I knew I was nervous clicking this one, but it was the oldest one I could find talking about that. Sold an old guitar and an Xbox to get Halo 2, stay competitive with his friends. He played Halo 3 30 years, devouring map packs, blah, 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 blah. So he's beyond stoked to hear about the MCC. This will be a Rabbids fan, dream come true, wanted done, box set, blah, 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 multiplayer. It was going to be amazing, except it wasn't. Microsoft's launch of Halo the Master Chief Collection was a disaster. The games were buggy, you couldn't contact friends. I had some people that I played with even before I met, like, Calandria and stuff, that I played, like, Halo Reach, Halo 4 with. And you'll see them sometimes when I forget to turn off my notifications on Xbox that they're still up there. And we tried to join a game together and we're like, fuck, and we thought the console was bad. However, it wasn't the console, it was the game, because we both got the console recently, when the game came out. So, you couldn't contact friends, join a party was a colossal pain in the ass. Yep, matchmaking within a party was a nightmare. It took 30 minutes to connect for a multiplayer game on MCC. And then even the most ardent fans of the game, the ones too happy to shell out $60 to buy a collection of games they already ordered, were left wondering what the fuck. I got it because it had Halo 2 remastered, and I loved Halo 2. I still love Halo 2. That's the one that brought me into the game. Even if it was, when I was in middle school, which was how many years ago now? I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Anyways, the launch of the Master Chief Collection was really bad and still continues to have problems, McGuire said. This coming from someone with a Master Chief tattoo, for me to say it's disappointing is a big deal. Bugs everywhere. I don't have them up here. Do I? Anyways, I'll have to look at those. I will be talking about the Halo 5 one, and I got two, forms. I'll read one of them of the people listing out the bugs in Halo 5. It was horrible. I lived through it. They try to make it up by giving you Halo ODST for free. And then Halo Reach came around and you had to shell out $10 That was like a year or two ago, but and then the ODST was quicker, but they tried to save face, and now they're getting stuff, but the release could have been better. No, I haven't killed the fly yet. I don't know where he went. He'll be back. So the Master Chief Collection is just one of many online games in recent memory that has stumbled out of the gate. Last year's launches of SimCity and Battlefield 4 were seriously problematic. There was a lot of games around that time, too, that were having shitty internet multiplayer stuff. That's why, yeah. Ooh, Unity and Drive Club. This is opening wounds. The Master Chief Collection was particularly egregious because it was a Microsoft marquee series and the problems were so pervasive. Not sponsored, by the way. You could sponsor me, though. Sponsor me. Seriously, fucking sponsor me. What the fuck? No one sponsors me. Well, I don't reach out to anyone, but they don't reach out to me either. Anyways, matchmaking rarely, if ever, worked. If you did manage to get a match going, bugs and issues abound, especially with the post-game start tracking. One was the notorious 1st place. Okay, I think they meant to do ST. Victory awarded to everyone at the end of certain mastery matches. All right, Halo and Halo 2 parts of the collection seem to be ported from the game's PC releases. Yes, they were, because they just did a whole patch a couple months ago that made that restored the textures and everything to Halo CE. I did live during the AOL era of the internet. I had Q's Queen. That's why I like having this chat here, because then people can kind of see it, even though it's tiny and they probably don't see it. But yeah, I did live during that area. I remember the dial-up sound. Parents got on there. That took forever. There was some... I remember that there was like some like promotional things on TV, like, oh, you can win this from your favorite show, and then you'd try to get on there, and then it took forever to fucking load. Anyways, the Halo and Halo 2 parts of the collection seem to be ported from the game's PC releases, not the original Xbox versions, and they brought with them the bugs that had only popped up on those PC ports. Thanks a lot, Gearbox, because that's who ported them. Even worse, the game's pre-release marketing promised tons of dedicated servers for stable games and to prevent matchmaking abuse or cheating. But those servers seemed nearly non-existent. Yeah, they did. 30 minutes to get in a game. With matches running on peer-to-peer networks, they were again vulnerable to the cheaters. I didn't always encounter them that much. I was just happy to get in the game. Part of the enjoyment of Halo is that, unlike Call of Duty, you have a skill-based rank that you achieve by good gameplay skill and teamwork, McCarr said. A peer-to-peer system, the game isn't protected against cheating. Without that competitive aspect, you start asking yourself, why am I playing this? What am I going for? Is that it? Nope. So, over the last month, the Halo community has found ways to make the Master Chief Collection playable, which it is now to this day. Remember, this is 2014. Tricks they devised included disconnecting from the party chat, restarting or fully reinstalling the game. Holy crap, I remember the game took forever to download too. But I thought that, it was a big game, And not even bothering to play when Microsoft having server issues. Users on forums like Reddit, NeoGAF, Halo Waypoint compiled epic lists of bugs and issues, pleading with game developer 343 Industries to fix them. I was trying to look for those forums for MCC, but I found more of the Halo 5 ones. Most of the problems that the Master Chief Collection has are directly related to Xbox Live, Microsoft's online gaming service, McQuire said. Through a LAN party, it was a huge success. The issues arise with all the different individual applications, the dashboard, the party chat system, the friend system that work together to give you Xbox Live experience. When you throw the Master Chief Collection into that, and if one of those applications is having a problem, it throws a huge wrench into the system. Developer 343 pushed out a patch soon after it launched. There was a patch about every week or every other week when this game came out. It was kind of annoying. This is how I played through the crap out of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, because the one I got came with a free Unity and Black Flag. Went through Unity, got stupid. Then with Black Flag, and that was easy. Anyways, the horribly long waiting times were mostly taken care of, but now the game would mix up the players on your teams and start the matches with uneven numbers. Oh my god, yeah, it did. It would go like 4-2. When did you do 3-3? Anyway, subsequent patches fixed things here and there, but overall the experience remained imperfect. Playing by yourself seemed to be a decent solution, but Halo is a game founded on its community and shooting aliens and each other with your friends. We pay $15 every month for people to make this work, McGuire said. Xbox Live is not a free service. The fact that it does not work a lot of the time, that's a big issue. November 24th. By November 24th, 333 finally apologized to the players. I remember that. Oh, I personally apologize for this on behalf of all 343 Industries, World 343 Studio head Bonnie Ross. There's developers I don't see that were around with that game anymore, and there's some of them that were really good. Nice. Our team is committed to working around the clock until these issues are resolved. Microsoft declined Wire's request to speak with a representative at 343 for this story on December 19th. With many problems still outstanding, 343 detailed a make-good gift that would offer Master Chief Collection orders a free month. I got that Xbox Live Gold, and it's used. obviously, at this point. In-game nameplate avatar, got that. An upgraded version of spin-off game Halo 3 ODST. I still use that nameplate to this day. It's kind of like a scar reminder, but also because I like that nameplate. Many players generally excited about what they're getting for their troubles. There's still bugs after they're released, but it's important to remember that for many, Halo Master Chief Collection costs more than $60. This November, probably thanks to the release of a Halo game, Microsoft finally sold more Xbox Ones in a single month than rival Sony sold PlayStation 4 consoles. That's a big deal. Probably thanks largely to Halo fans finally shelling out the $400 to upgrade their console. Well, I got a few coupons, got mine a little bit on sale, so yeah. Anyways, Microsoft still owes them a $400 apology. Yeah, my $400 apology is send me a free Xbox Series X, Microsoft, and you can give me a free copy of Halo if you wish. Give me the Halo one, and that'll be a nice apology. Because that's what I did. I bought Master Chief Collection and my Xbox on the same day, and I was so damn excited to play it, get the game launched and played. And we only had one TV with an HDMI, which I didn't really Xbox it, so we got that and played that and got that. Then we got a TV with HDMI, and I got like a monitor, and I plugged that in. Eventually, I got my own TV. And I still have the TV, and that TV has a blue splotch on the top, but it was on clearance, and you can't see it while playing. Anyways, yeah. So a lot of saving and spending I had to do. So today, well over a month after its launch, Halo the Master Chief Collection seems to be finally mostly playable. The latest patch, released earlier this week, was touted as a great and mighty fix to multiplayer's woes. But it seems the bulk of the patch takes the form of the previously promised Spartan Ops mini-campaign from Halo 4, and only marginal improvements to the major problems. The biggest multiplayer fix takes care of the cheaters who were gaming the system, but again, it seems to create as many problems as solved. Reddit users are still reporting long queue times. Those long queue times lasted a long-ass fucking time, and why I didn't play online on that game for a long time. And why I think I started sucking at Halo. Because I didn't play online a lot. Because of that. And there seems to be a major disconnect between what 343 is saying and what players are experiencing. They claim to have fixed it, where the game won't start without even teams, McGuire said after the latest patch went live on December 22nd. Yet this appears to have dramatically raised the amount of uneven teams. Lobbies of 8 players are being split to 5 on 3, 6 on 2, etc. Back to the drawing board, 343. Even the Spartan Ops campaign mode feels rushed and incomplete. It lacks achievements, leaderboards, and post-game lobbies. It's the only mode in the collection that doesn't award medals. Cutscenes don't autoplay, and it doesn't automatically progress to the next mission. I don't think I'm going to get to the scalping thing that I wanted to, cover with later, because I know this is, let's see, how long we've been going? An hour. Yeah, because I knew this was being a long rant. I just had that there in case I didn't have enough time. Guess what? I don't have enough time to get to that. Granted, these features weren't part of the original Halo 4 version of Spartan Ops. Without updating the game to fall in line with the rest of Master Chief. Yeah, they also haven't added that back. You used to have a matchmaking where you could get up with people and play levels of Spartan Ops. Now you can't. Now you can't. In the actual Halo 4, but now you can't MCC. Whatever. That was fun. I loved playing Spartan Ops, and they haven't released a version of that since then. Since Halo 4. Okay, so without updating the game online, the rest of Master Chief, the mini-campaign feels hastily tacked on as opposed to part of a cohesive whole. Yeah, because it was just kind of forgotten about, left aside, and you couldn't do matchmaking anymore. At this point, even guys like McGuire say they're getting tired of waiting for Microsoft to fix everything for good. I'm going to have to get some fucking water. When this first came out and I had some problems, I said, alright, guys, slow the hate train. There's problems, but they'll fix them. No big deal. I Kept saying that week after week, patch after patch, that failed to connect, and I've come to the point where I can't defend it anymore. Don't get me wrong, I know there's no magic wand to wave over the game. I know it takes hundreds of man-hours coding and testing and fixing, but there's no excuse. You had years to do this, you had plenty of time, and the fact you released it in this state is unbelievable, and they did a whole facelift of it to like a year or two ago. I'm not making that up. The trouble for 343 and Microsoft is that even once the Master Chief Collection is eventually fixed, the damage is done. And it was done, and it was still noticed. I wasn't too excited when they're like, oh, we're doing all this. I'm like, well, what's the point? This was Microsoft's first real chance at a decisive... Like, it wasn't playable until they released Halo Reach for it. This was Microsoft's real chance at a decisive victory in the console war, and it was a perfect opportunity to sell a ton of Xbox Ones to draw new fans to his flagship franchise, and Microsoft screwed it up. Yeah, they fucking did. Am I going to have to give up on the series? No, I love it to death. That's how I feel too. That's how I feel too. Every day. Every day. There's a lot of people out there who aren't going to have this experience because they don't have the love for the game, the memories to stick with it. They just see it as a broken game. They'll go play something else. A lot of people aren't willing to suffer through it. They'll just pick something else, back to Call of Duty. Alright, that's the end of that one. I had to use the restroom real quick, so please chat amongst yourselves for the time being. Oh yeah, and I'll leave the desktop audio on in case PB magically pops up. Alright, I'm back and so is the fly. Let me make sure I can get that next tab loaded. And what is this one over here? Oh, I meant to click that one off. Get out. Alright, so I'm just going to click out of a few tabs just so my computer doesn't run so slow. Alright, and I am going to have to open up another tab, which I forgot to open. There's a few things I got. If my Discord doesn't freeze. Come on. I have all these in the spot. I turn. Let's put it over here, though, because I'm back. Anyways. Alright. Come on. Copy link. Open it up. Let's get that one open. Then we'll close all these when we get all the Twitter ones up a little later. Okay, come on. And right here, zoom in. If it zooms in. Okay, here we go. All right. Everyone's still there in the chat? All right, you just listening? All right, who's still in the chat? Is Calandra there? Is she live? I can't check the users in the chat because my computer's slowing down. I was going to put a poll up. Alright. Oh, I think Calandria left. Oh, give that. They didn't know if they were going to even make it, so told them, hey, I gotta get out of here. Alright. Halo 5. Players report progress resetting bug. Microsoft working on fix. I didn't know this one. Actually, I think I did. I just blocked it out of my memory because I remember being a higher level at one point and then not. But I have more matchmaking issues, so I probably just ignored it, right? It doesn't appear to be as widespread as the matchmaking issues that plagued Halo the Master Chief Collection, but a serious problem has reared its head in Halo 5 Guardians. Some players are reporting, I forgot to say, November 11th, 2015, reporting their multiplayer progress, their unlocks, combinations, rank, etc. has been totally wiped, resetting their Spartan to level 1. In addition, these players found themselves unable to connect to multiplayer servers. That's the problem I still have to this day with Halo 5. And when I was with friends, or booted from matches shortly after it began. That happened to me all the time, too. Every single fucking time. That's what drove me away from Halo 5. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll have fun in the thing, get better at that. Never did, because that always happened to me every single fucking time with Halo 5. Keep in mind, this game didn't have Forge at release, too. Damn, I'm glad I got that water. But now mucus is flowing through my throat. Developer 343 Industries says it's aware of the issue and is working on a fix. I'm still waiting. I haven't played it, though, since I got my new internet as much. Because I got that driven away from Halo 5. But whatever. The game takes like 100 gigabytes now. How many fucking bugs they had to replace. Same with MCC, but not MCC, it's like several games, but 100 gigabytes. That game file takes. I'll turn on my Xbox and show you. Okay. It's clear if the incident is related to similar problems that occurred on launch day. Those seem to clear up within a few hours after a few hard consoles reset for most users. Now, these new problems do not seem easily taken care of. I just checked and everything seemed okay on my Spartan, but I'll be keeping an eye out just in case I suggest others do the same. Oh yeah, this one is just a short article. Because that was those are the more warnings. But here's a bugs list. I don't want Reddit. Don't need Reddit. Alright. So, any new spirits... Whatever. Here's a list of bugs. And there's about 20 bugs. Well, just read through the bugs and not the gripes. Okay. Bugs. Number 1. In Warzone and Arena, oftentimes you can't see the icon that shows someone using their mic. This is really annoying when someone has a Kinect mic set up or is making a bunch of noise just to be rude. I always set my thing to mute so I don't always notice these problems. I usually do that. You have to mute every person, individually. But until you find, which is usually annoying when you have to do it, who is making that noise. Or just mute everyone. Excuse me for a second. I really should have had that water earlier. Also, when the icon is working, it's hard to see in general. It doesn't really stand out. 2. You could get kicked from games for betraying teammates after the game has already ended. Meaning it says game over and you start shooting at anything that moves before the screen fades to black. As is tradition, killing your teammates in this short time frame can now get you booted. I don't know that one. Zoom doesn't work in theater. I barely use theater, so I can't. Rockets sometimes do 0 damage to enemies, and I barely use the rockets. I thought the rockets in Halo 5 were shit. Looks like I wasn't too far off. Physics geometry, stairs are tricky. You can no longer lower your weapon for machinima purposes. Yeah, you can. Somebody figured it out. The button combination to lower your weapon in Halo 4 works in Halo 5, but only in first person. The other players and in theater mode. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was still up to other players. I remember that. And so many machinimers refused to use Halo 5 because of that. It would have it at rest, though. Eventually, I had it at rest if you're standing still. Excuse me. Been getting reports of some really bizarre glitches from multiple people. This guy says everybody in the game was pointing straight up into the air shooting. My gun was invisible unless I sprinted, and every vehicle I drove was disfigured. Couldn't drive it so my Warthog was driving sideways. That's an interesting one. Fire teams can't talk to each other unless searching for a game in a pre-game lobby. I can't defend that. I didn't have a lot of friends to play this with. Or a game. This is not good for community building and making friends. Encourages players with mics to just use party chat system. But I did that a lot of time with people too. Catching a cold? No. My throat just really dry. And then I got water in it and now mucus and now it's all getting fluid. I have allergies. So that's my problem. Pretty sure it's just allergies, though. Ah, yeah. Players getting trapped underneath vehicle spawn points, Warzone maps, even if they didn't requisition a vehicle, as well as spawning underneath the map or in other locations. Warzone. I never really saw the end of a Warzone game. I was lucky to see the end of a Warzone game because it kicked me out when I was doing good. Kicked me when I was doing shit. I had terrible connection the whole game. Sorry, but then if I was doing good, you're out. Am I out? Fuck you. Generally, bad spawns on arena maps, particularly noticeable in swap game types. Fucking. See, some of these I don't know because I encountered some of the other bugs and it pushed me away. When you might not have any time to move after spawning before getting killed. Changing the aim sensitivity. Setting only changes the horizontal aim sensitivity, or at the very least, it only changes the vertical aim sensitivity to a much lesser extent. Whether an intentional bug or the general consensus, that is not good. Okay, hold on. Okay. The Crack-a-Lackin achievement in the campaign, which is to board and destroy a Kraken without destroying its turrets, is near impossible to get as your yeah. This one was you can't. It was hard to get because your AI companions would destroy them, even if you totally ignore them. Nearly every time when you press B to leave a match before it starts, an intermission, or after it ends. Instead of taking you to a playlist selection on the screen, like it says it should, it takes you back to the main menu. Yeah, no, it'll always kick you back to the main menu. In the mission Blue Team, when you need to go get a Banshee to destroy the vents, it says press RB to roll. The correct roll button is LB. That's a minor. That's not really a bug. That's just a minor. There have been reports that unlocked armor from completing Legendary MCC and watching the Nightfall series, etc. does not show up as owned when customizing Spartan in game. You can only see them in Halo Waypoint website. I know there was that one. I could try to get that one with Legendary MCC, but MCC had problems too, remember? Nightmare to try to get? Yeah. Yes, some things are a nightmare. Many players with a Time Warner cable internet are experiencing severe lag problems, having trouble finding matches, even though their internet speed is more than adequate. While playing, the entire screen will go very dim, like the brightness has been turned all the way down. Again, I think I remember that one. Might have ignored it. I do remember that though. It's almost impossible to see anything. Well, not that. It was just like light dim. Hitting the guide button and going to the dash will resolve this. Once you get back to Halo 5's app, it is immediately fixed, but continues to happen random times during play. 18. immediately after matches. Sometimes viewing your Spartan in the customization menu makes them look extremely dark. Oh yeah, that shit. You could barely tell it was your Spartan. No, it wasn't sometimes. It was all the times, like they're standing in a shadow. They made that brighter, though, later on. Backing out of the menu and reopening seems to fix this. Also reports the Spartan looking blurry at the customization screen, like the texture's not loading all the way. Occasionally, the mute feature will not work for hours on end. And to mute a player, you have to pull up their Xbox Live gamer card. Like I said, I just turned the thing off. This user says the number of players are unable to play Halo 5 online with 2 or more Xbox Ones powered on the same network. So this user included, despite hundreds of hours logged gaming together online, my roommate and I cannot play online to another person's Xbox down. Not necessarily playing Halo 5 disconnects. So, I've read you Halo Master Chief Collection's problems. I've read you Halo 5's problems. Both of these games were rushed by the same company releasing Halo Infinite. This is why I say delay Infinite. Give them more time to do their stuff, so then we do not have bugs, missing things, annoying gripes, all these little things, missing content. We want a whole game. If you release a whole game, a lot of people will like that more. And it'll do better in the long run. Because Halo MCC should have been way better than it was. Way, way better than it was. You know? Should have had so many people, playing it. And a lot of people, what is it? Yeah. A lot of people should have been playing it. This thing I'm loading up is partly cut off. A lot of people should have played it, and it should still be well known and received today, but it is not. Why is that cut off? I was never doing that. Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if that was their problem or whatever. But here, I'm going to show you this one quick and then load up a few more articles. But, delayed game. This is why I was like, when I originally got this, it wasn't cut off. It was eventually good. But a rush game is forever bad. Shigeru Miyamoto. Now, he's even done things where he's been stubborn and people have argued with him. But there's a lot of Nintendo games out there where they're done and they're ready at launch. This is the only company I know now that does that, of the studios. And yes, Nintendo gets stingy on their copyright and stuff, and some users don't like that, but that's what's keeping me happy with Nintendo. It's just sad when it happens to everyone else. And the thing is, if we keep buying games that are, rushed and stuff like this, the suits are just going to think it's fine and everything's fine, and they're just going to keep doing that no matter what, releasing buggy, patchy games. It'll be that way forever. But, because, they're like, oh, you have internet, you can just update it and it'll fix it later on, but it should be ready to go at release. Games should be ready to go at release. We shouldn't have to wait at all. You should have the game good. We can enjoy the game, and you'll sell more games because it's a complete game. More people will talk about it and get around. Instead of just, oh, let's throw an update. It'll be fine. It's sad it's coming to that. And there's a guy, I've posted his stuff around before. Forget his name. I don't have the thing open up right now. I'll have to look for the link again. And he's talking about why gaming's dying, and he talks about that, the rushed game state in that thing. And it is people who are the problem. We gotta push the suits and let the developers have more time to work on their games. I mean, I'm not a developer and stuff, but I know coding's not that. Sorry, I'm screwing up my words. Coding is hard to do. It doesn't seem like it's that hard to do. That's what I was trying to say, and I stumbled over my words a bit. It doesn't seem like it's that, but it can be. I was in robots, and first year was a mess. It really was a mess. But you had to work in that time frame too, which some of these people know. But you shouldn't be overworked either, and you should be communicating what you should do, and if it's too big, you cut it out and don't let it go through, which is what games used to do too. So our best year was actually my sophomore year, and we had other ones, but this is because we kept it so minimalistic. We kept the robot minimalist. They had a thing. Our guys had the code program and everything, and that was one of our best years ever, even though we did not make it get chosen by any of the teams in the finals. But it was our best year. We're all happy. We all worked on it, and the robot was working before we had to bake it up and doing everything just fine. The one the year before had a lot of bugs and stuff and problems, and we had actually found out it was part that was just went bad completely. I hated that year. That was my. And the other ones we tried to do so much that we just should have kept. We kept wanting to do minimalistic, but there was a person who was being control freak, which is a problem. We'll not name them. It was a mentor. That mentor's not there anymore because my brother had a lot of fun with the robots. But he was a control freak and wanted us to do everything. You can't do everything. Stick to his basic thing. Keep a formula and keep it simple. Stupid. KISS method. And you should get there. And people were like, oh, you didn't work the game. But I worked on something like a robot. And you only had, about 6 weeks. Because it's first robotics to work on it. So I know what crunch feels like, and I know what the strain feels like. So I helped build a robot. I wasn't a coder. Our coding team later on was actually pretty good, and they got the code down, and I talked to them, like, you guys got the code down? I was like, yeah, we can get it working on this robot anytime. They said, oh, we could just do a few things. And they did it. They were good coders, and I can't say his name because I know one of them was my buddy. One of my buddies. And he was a great fucking coder. So, some of this shit is bullshit within there. But because there was a big level in Halo 2 that they tried using at the E3 demo that they had to cut because it was just too massive and it could not run on a normal Xbox. Maybe you guys got to do that. Maybe you guys got to cut things out instead of doing that. I know that's like the Co-op Forge, but don't promise you're going to have those. But maybe if this thing is holding you back, maybe don't do all that. Maybe you don't put all the content you want to do in Forge. Maybe you just do the stuff from the game. And then you can have the stuff later on as a added setup, but you still have Forge and people can still work on it. Then co-op, it should be there. Right? And then, there's some things you gotta cut. And when I say cut, it's permanently cut. Don't even think about putting it back. And if there was something constraining you here, maybe you gotta cut that idea out. And don't say, oh, we're gonna have co-op. Maybe you should have said, we're just gonna be a single player. This one's gonna be a single player game. If you were open and stuff like that, then we'd know. And I forget, it's one of the teams that talked to us my sophomore year. They said that one of the objectives that had like a track and robots would gain points if they kept going around the track. And that's all they did with their robot. And then they got selected by teams up on the top of branch. They followed that simple method. A lot of those teams that do well in robots are the ones that really kept it simple. So, you developed the games, I developed the robot with a team of kids. We were kind of a similar thing. I know I'm not painting art and stuff, but we were cutting parts, prototype parts out of wood, then eventually real parts out of acrylic and metal. So I hope we have some common ground there. I really do hope we have common ground when I get to that point. So that's It's a little bit of my closing statement on that. So don't try to say, oh, you don't know nothing. Yeah, I do know what a development phase is like. For gaming, maybe not, but I have an idea when it comes to something else, and there's a window. And it is nasty if you have a lot of new people. It's worse the more new people you have. But when there's more senior people and training and new people, and they can tell them what to do, it gets better and better. And as long as there's no control freaks saying we have to do everything, which is kind of what Microsoft is as the suits, being, they're the suits saying we won't let you do this, as of that, then you're not going to get a good product. That's all I got to say. All right, let me move it back to this screen, and let me get everything loaded up again. What are you doing, computer? Thank you. Okay, get that out. Get that out. Stretch the screen over. You'd rather go to me for gaming advice than some of the other idiots on the internet for that know nothing, Husky? Oh yeah, that Husky me. You would? Thank you. I appreciate that. I love video games. I have ever since I was little. I'd use, even Halo was a great escape for me when I got stressed out from schoolwork and stuff. And it helped me forget. Now what I'm going to show you is a bunch of Twitter posts still about the game. One of them were deleted, the main one, but there's a follow-up thing after that, so I don't know what the original one is, so I apologize. So, all right, let's get these loaded. Let's get them zoomed in. All right. Is it on? Okay, it's on all of them. All right. Let's start with the even is a meme. Oh crap! Damn, these are in the way. I can't get rid of them. Yes, I can. We're gonna do this quick. I'm still in the corner, so you still know it's me and my stream. Anyways. This is Midblitz. This guy, he does some funny meme videos of Halo and stuff, but he's also really good at Halo. That's why he does it. It's hilarious. So check him out. Check him out. Midblitz. Okay, so he said, please correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently Halo Infinite's only progression system will be Battle Pass, no XP progression or leveling, and the only way to complete the Battle Pass is by completing challenges, not just by playing. This is the first post I saw, and I saw this reply post to Ubernick, and Ubernick just deleted his original one, so I don't know what he said, but he has a follow-up right here. And this guy is John Jensick, and he's the community manager at 343 Industries. So, nothing against this guy, but he's being open and honest right here. Hey, Nick, playing and winning matches will be challenges which will help players progress through the Battle Pass. Even though this means no per-match XP at launch, you're still always progressing through challenges there for the Battle Pass. We'll update the blog to clarify. So, then Ubernick, this was his thing after hearing that, was, it seems that XP gain from just playing matches will not be a thing, and only doing challenges will allow progression through Battle Pass. This isn't what I wanted, but I hope 343 can implement something in the future allow players to progress without just changes. I do too. I want the XP. Challenges should give you something else as a bonus to complete them, but you should still have XP because there's the. And I'll be nice to I'll be nice to the casuals. There's just some people, maybe they're working their day and they just play this, and that, and they want to see how their progress is, but they're not going to go through a bunch of challenges just to progress through a game. It really, they won't. At all. I had accused Kuhn, you're in the comments. Let's say you came home. Would you be playing and trying to do a bunch of chats, or would you just jump into something and play a little bit? You know, you're the only one here that I can ask that to right now. I should have done this when there was more people earlier, but so yeah. The other thing that other people are complaining about are it should give you weapons and level up for the weapons. Well, I think all weapons are unlocked, so maybe like exclusive skins or armors, because they sometimes you could unlock in Halo 4. You can unlock the Master Chief's armor if you beat it on Legendary Edition, which is cool. You could also unlock an armor in Halo 3 if you beat it on Legendary Edition, which was also cool. Something like that, like, oh, here's this thing. It's like, hey, look, you can wear this around. Or like the banners they have in Halo MCC, get that on there. That'd be cool. So, and obviously achievements. Okay, so there's other people, saying there's no assassinations, which I played the thing, there wasn't assassinations. I'm not too bothered by assassinations. They're cool to use, and they're fun. And then people are saying, like, no ray tracing, native 4K, no next-gen graphics. I can't, say that, but I did like that post. But those things I didn't read much into, but this one I did. That's why I showed it. So, anyways, close that notification. Anyways, we're going to do a little poll. We're going to do a test one that'll be about a minute long, and the next one will be 5 minutes long. I just want to make sure I know that people know how to use it. Actually, I'll give you guys 2 minutes when I set it up, so just 2 minutes. Question. This is just a basic one. Just so you guys know, because I know not everybody does. Alright, so there's a poll on Twitch. Go click it, see it, do a vote on it, and we'll see who wins at the end. Alright, so I think you're the only one here, even though there's 5 watching. So okay, if you guys are lurking or anything, please take part in the poll. I will not mind at all. Because if Planet Q's Queen is the only one, then I'm just gonna ask Planet Q's Queen. No, there's 5 of you watching. Not pictures went down. They left. They scared them. Wait, the poll scared them. Because the rest, it could be me doing this. Now watch, because I can vote too. So like, look, watch. So now I balanced it. And then I have my other account lurking, so I could do that. There, make it look interesting. But that I could do it too. But come on, everybody, it's fine. Look it's fine. I just don't want to bias the poll. The thing is, though, maybe I'll ask it on the Fandom Zone, but people don't watch this. You know what? This will be on a replay. It should be on Sunday, Monday, whatever, like Central. You can comment here. You can comment in the chat. There's not a lot of people on for the poll. If there was, I would have done it. And heck, if you want to create a Twitter poll, whatever, I don't care. When this game comes out, should I buy it and review it to see if it proves me wrong with everything else, the bugs and stuff? And the only thing it's missing is just co-op and Forge. It comes out December, so I got time. Do I get this game? That's the question. And I will review it. I'll play through it on the Twitch channel. I'll give a review for press. I won. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I could do that. But I'll do a review on Prophets of Geek Culture. You know? So, do you guys want me to do that? Because I'll do it. I'll do the review just for you guys. But I only will do it if it's for you guys. I won't do it if you don't want me to. Planet Q's Queen, you have the choice to do it. Right? You have the choice to say. Mixed feelings, not worse? Alright. Well, I don't think anybody's going to be watching this because nobody watches it in the archive. I'll bring it up in the Phantom Zone again later tonight. That's why I said I was going to run a poll on Twitter. Because I could be wrong about all the bugs. I really could. And the only thing is like, oh yeah, there's just the co-op and Forge is just missing. And everything else is solid. At the same time, I could be right. But I want to warn everybody if I was right to not purchase the game. But hey, this is a business world. Any publicity is good publicity. Any publicity is publicity, good or bad. Doesn't matter. If it gets them talking, we're selling. So, do you want me to cover the scalpers thing, or do we just end it on this note from what I talked about? Yeah, sound like I have mixed feelings on this game, and it sounds like they have a lot of bugs still to work out. Yeah. I know the chat can't. No one could see your chat on this screen. But yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think I would have these mixed feelings if it wasn't for the problems of Halo 5, Halo 4. I think I'd just be fine. But I still want to prove if I was right or not. And I just read off somebody and go, I was right. Just end it on this note. End the stream early. For now. Alright. We could probably talk about the scalping thing some other time. We could probably talk about stuff next week too instead of like a game night. So, anyways, thank you all for coming. Feel free to let me know if after the stream if I should get the game or not. Message me. Whatever. As always, you guys are the pack. Ski signing off. And say until next time. I fucked up my own thing. Next time, I'll tell you all. Well, Halo 3 is an overrated Halo game. Thank you everyone for coming. Good night. I want to know how many people that pisses off later. Alright, thank you everybody. I'll see you on the Phantom Zone all later tonight. If Zod doesn't get the stream blocked in countries again. Alright, goodbye.